Once upon a time, there was a kind and beautiful girl whose name was Cinderella. She lived with her cruel stepmother and stepsisters, where she was treated as a servant and spent her time cleaning and tidying without their gratitude. One day, an invitation to a royal ball arrived. The prince was looking for a bride, and everyone in the kingdom was invited. Cinderella's stepmother immediately ordered new gowns to be made for herself and her daughters. Cinderella worked day and night to prepare the new dresses in time. On the day of the ball, as they were preparing to leave, Cinderella came down the stairs in a dress she had made for herself. When they saw her, her stepmother and stepsisters were so angry to see her looking so beautiful. They tore up the dress and left without her. Left alone, Cinderella began to cry. All of a sudden, her fairy godmother appeared and said, "Do not cry, my child. You shall go to the ball." "But I do not have a dress to wear," cried Cinderella. Her fairy godmother waved her magic wand and Cinderella's rags turned into a beautiful new ball gown. Then her fairy mother found mice playing in the pumpkin patch. She touched them with her magic wand, and the pumpkin turned into a beautiful coach. 2 mice into white horses, and 1 into a coachman. When everything was ready, her fairy godmother told Cinderella that the magic would only last until midnight, so she would have to reach home by then. Cinderella waved goodbye to her fairy godmother and left. When she entered the ballroom, the guests were struck by her beauty. Her stepmother and stepsisters did not know who she was. The prince was taken by Cinderella's beauty and asked Cinderella to dance. The prince and Cinderella danced all evening until Cinderella noticed the clock approaching midnight. She remembered her godmother's words and she told the prince that she had to quickly leave and fled the ballroom without the price of knowing her name. As she ran down the steps of the palace, one of her glass slippers fell off, but Cinderella did not stop to pick it up. She returned home just as the clock struck 12. Suddenly, her coach turned into a pumpkin, her horses became mice, and she was wearing rags once more. Her stepmother and stepsisters arrived home shortly afterwards, and were full of talk of the beautiful girl who had danced all night with the prince. The prince had fallen in love with Cinderella the moment he saw her, but he did not even know her name. He picked up her glass slipper from the steps and declared he would marry the girl whose foot fit that slipper. The prince and his servants took the glass slipper to every house in the kingdom, but it did not fit any of the women who tried it on. Cinderella's stepsisters tried to squeeze their large feet into the dainty shoes, but the servant was afraid it might break. Cinderella's stepmother would not let her try on the slipper, but the prince said, "Wait, let her try it." The slipper fit Cinderella's foot perfectly, and the prince realized this was the beautiful girl he had danced with at the ball. The prince had found the girl he was looking for. They both got married and lived happily ever after.